Hey, people, this is episode 189. It is the first time in a long time that all four of us are back. The last time we tried this, it kind of ended in a train wreck, and I didn't even release the episode because it was kind of incoherent babble, a lot of interruption. There's a little bit of interruption this episode, but for all in all, I think we did a pretty good job. We're not really used to doing all four of us, and I know that sounds kind of like a cop-out, but you fall into a rhythms when you do it a lot, and we have not done it in a lot. So that said, this episode, I think, came across pretty good. Yeah, there were some interruptions, there was some over-talk, but for the most part, we talk about a lot of stuff. We go a lot over the hour that we normally do or try to adhere to, and we have a good time. We have some laughs. So hopefully you enjoy the episode as much as we did recording it, because like I said, it was the first time the four of us were together in a while having beer, and so it was a good time. So please download, rate, share, and all that good stuff, and enjoy hearing not only the Flop and Bender and myself, but the return of the Badgers. So, yeah, here comes the bomb. Thanks.
I've never had watermelon and strawberry together. Are those two fruits that taste well?
You try them?
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I feel like if I put...
This is their number one seller. This is a new product we have called Yearbay.
Oh, that's a product you have?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a caffeinated water, kind of like an energy drink.
Yeah.
How much caffeine's in it? It's 160 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, geez.
So it's kind of like a...
Is it better than Bang?
Better for you, yes.
Can I get my...
Nothing's better than banging.
Kaylin's been drinking Bangs like one a week.
Are they carbonated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Except she won't drink soda, but I tell her Bang's worse.
I'm pretty sure that's going to eat through your gut.
Well,
Yeah.
her dad's girlfriend was like, that'll give you a heart attack.
Yeah.
One a week, I highly doubt that. But
Yeah, 1 a week's probably fine.
Well, hey.
So that doesn't have carbonation in it?
No, it does.
Oh, it
it's
doesn't.
carbonated water, energy drink,
It's
basically.
carbonated water. Don't say where you got it or anything, because we're back. You just got your fruity water lesson with carbonation, and you heard us talk about banging.
Hey, now.
Better than Bang.
And if you hadn't heard, the entire band is back together.
What?
That's right.
Going on the road.
We've got the Flop
Hey.
to my left. We've got directly across the Bender, and then like the Kane wielding member of Boys to Men returning to the group, the Badger is back.
I'm playing her today, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does need a
Why
cane.
is that?
Yeah, what's going on there?
I got really fucked up at a wedding last night.
There you go.
I am, as John Hummel would say, I am in the penalty box with my wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
did he say that? Are you in the penalty box with your wife,
No,
Dad?
but
Because
he
that
had-
would have been hilarious.
No, but he has before said, Mommy, why are you so mad at Daddy? He's like, yeah, that's right. He's got my back.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to start. We're gonna kind of jump right in, because I just want to tell you guys. I figure we got a lot to talk about because Tom hasn't been here in at least a year.
Yeah.
And, a lot's been going on
Feels
in the
like
last
10.
few weeks, especially in the last week. But I just want to start out by letting you guys know that I've never been one to buy into the hippity-dippity of having a spirit animal. And I feel like if I did have a spirit animal, it would always be a joke, like Stone Cold Steve Austin's my spirit animal, or that some milk stout, that's my spirit animal. Something witty. Never a monster truck, because I figure there's people out there. But I'm not
Truck
gonna,
nuts.
I'm not going to lie to you. Baby Yoda is my spirit animal.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it
Wait,
yet.
can we not talk about it?
Oh, we're going to
Just
talk.
don't spoil
we'll
it.
spoil it, but we're going to talk about
man.
it. But
All right.
has there, in the history of TV, been anything
I know,
cuter
I saw-
than Baby Yoda?
No. I saw it was all over Twitter the other day. I'm like, well, I have to click on it. And I was like, oh my God, it's
So,
adorable.
Before we jump in and I give my rating, we won't go too far in the review.
That's fine.
I
I'm
just
going to
wanna-
watch it either way.
I want to ask you, why have you not watched it?
Just life.
They're
Been in the
30
way.
minutes.
Is it only 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I thought it was an hour.
No.
No, the pilot's like 40, and the second episode is
Couldn't
32,
you-
maybe?
Yeah.
Even if
Okay.
the episode were an hour, couldn't you split it into 30
I could.
minute
So here's
segments?
the thing. For some reason, my kid's godmother got them Disney Plus for Christmas for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But I was like, well, I need the
not
Christmas
password.
Saint?
Yeah.
It's not Christmas yet.
But I wanted to buy it like now so that I could be caught up on Mandalorian. I'm like, well, I need the password. And she's like, well, she hasn't given it to me yet. I'm like, well, I need it now, or I'm going to do the 7-day free trial, and we're just going to buy it twice.
Yeah. Well, so if you don't know, obviously we're talking about Disney Plus, and we led into it with The Mandalorian, which I'm just going to jump I'm going to jump the order here and tell you right now. For me, I know you said a 4. For me, it's a 4.5 out of 5. It is so damn good.
Well, I will say the pilot I thought was a 4 out of 5. I would bump it up to 4.5 out of 5. I love the second episode way more than the first.
And I love the first. Overall for me,
you guys can talk. I'm going to watch it either way.
There's no spoilers to be had. You know the big spoiler already, which is Baby Yoda.
Aw, you ruined it for me.
Well, and no, you were in the room when I watched it. And first off, I want to say that in the history, for those that also don't know, and I'm sure you might be aware of this, but in the history of Star Wars canon, there's only been one thing that Lucas has outright refused and been real coy about explaining, is what Yoda is. He doesn't have a species name. There's only been 2 on screen, him and in the background
there's
there was
another
a
one.
female.
Yep.
We don't know what they are. So that's why it's such a big plot twist to have a new Yoda.
Wait. So it's not... It is not Yoda. It's just another of his species.
We don't know what his species name is, so people are just calling it Baby
That's what
Yoda.
I figured.
Well, and so there's rumors abound and flying like the reason Yoda was so powerful, if not the most powerful, is because maybe whatever that species is extra sensitive to the Force, and that also maybe that's why there's very few of them. Maybe it is a species that's completely created by Force. We don't know, but regardless. It's the best addition to the Star Wars universe since Rogue One. Rogue One and this have been my favorite post.
So, like Mandalorian altogether.
Yeah, because what's cool about it is they're going into like the guild of the Mandalorians. They're going into what they value, kind of their religion. And what's his name? Pasquale.
Paul Pascal. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The actor that's playing it, the Red Viper.
Pablo Pascal.
That's it. He is yet to even show his face.
Yeah,
and we know he's a big name actor in The Mask.
And he's so handsome.
And but we've got Nick Nolte. We've gotten
Carl Weathers.
Is Bill Burr in there yet?
Not yet. We did have Brian Posehn was a driver in it.
Horatio Sands.
Horatio Sands was in it. I mean, it is and not to mention. It all starts at the top. A guy that apparently is just amazing at Disney products, Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
He's doing a killer. What he's doing is taking it's. I think the reason he's so good at it, I think I don't know who else could have done it. I'm sure people could have, but the reason I think it was the right choice, he's taken the grand scope of things that we love about Star Wars and making it fit in 30 minutes on a TV screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
It's funny. It's got great action. It's got me teared up a time or two.
This is, again, we're not spoiling anything for you, but
fine.
that shootout, which was a tribute to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, might have been the best Star Wars shootout ever.
Really?
And it's in the TV show.
Yeah.
The IG,
Better than the Rogue One battle?
Oh, dude, the IG unit comes in and rules ass.
Oh, that's cool.
And IG-88 was a famous bounty hunter. This is a different IG. But, yeah, so good.
Or how about the scene in the last one where they go, it's up to the dirty Jawas? I mean, that was great.
Oh, the Jawas. They made the Jawas entertaining.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, now, you guys didn't watch Clone Wars, though, right?
No, but I will, and we're going to get to that
because
kind
of the
stuff
Disney
soon.
Plus. So, like, they do a good job with, like, all of that, like, the history of, like, the Mandalorians and the Jawas, even, like, different stuff like that in Clone Wars that makes a lot of those characters really interesting. And that backstory really interesting. It doesn't fully redeem the prequels, but it makes them at least okay.
Well, now they're interesting in live action, which is awesome.
Well, speaking of the prequels, and man, we can't say enough good things about this. Might be a Disney Plus episode.
I figured that's going to dominate.
Yeah.
I got my oldest. We watched the first 35 minutes of Phantom Menace.
Oh, really?
No, you doing them in order?
We are. I wanted to. My whole plan with Disney Plus when it was announced, 18 months ago?
Yeah.
Was to watch all the Marvel movies together.
Yeah, but they don't have them all yet.
They don't, but I'll work through that.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He lasted maybe 5 minutes into Iron Man. He's like, "Can we watch Star Wars instead?" And so we watched Phantom Menace.
Well,
Yeah, Iron Man might be a little too heavy for him.
First off, I guess because they always come out in December, but it's a very holiday thing to do.
Yeah.
I know they're not holiday movies, but officially Star Wars fits in the holiday season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's fair.
Because when they come out, so it's a good time, and you'll have some time off, and you guys can run some and really get some. That's awesome. That's a
Maybe
good deal.
if we get caught up, we'll go see the new one.
So you know what we think of The Mandalorian, and we're not going to go any further in that
Yeah.
because you haven't watched it. But when you do watch it, that episode,
I plan on just doing the free down.
I don't even
7
mind
days
that
this
they're
week.
doing the every Friday thing.
I think it's kind of cool, actually.
I like that.
So I told you I was going to do stuff like I'll catch up on the older stuff, and I have yet to even experience like the great stuff that Disney has to offer, like Darkwing Duck and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we love the Mandalorian, and I don't know what she thinks about it, and I'm going to throw it over to her because we're up to date on the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
I love that show.
It's so good.
That's on Netflix, right?
No, it's
No.
Disney Plus.
Oh, is that Disney Plus too?
He's an eccentric, weird, funny, interesting dude.
So the first episode is him going to a sneaker convention and finding out why sneakers are so crazy. And he goes to this guy called the Sneaker Surgeon who has done shoes for every celebrity, and he gets his own personalized shoe. And
Which to me was kind of boring. But
yeah, but it's still cool what he did
Yeah.
for him. And then the second episode, it's the history of ice cream and why ice cream makes you feel so good. And he goes to Ben and Jerry. He goes
That's
to this
cool.
Yeah.
grown-up ice cream truck that goes to like these pin-up conventions
Yeah.
and car conventions. But like when she says he's eccentric, like literally he goes to he creates an ice. He goes to this organic earth ingredient ice cream
Yeah.
maker who makes it using like flowers
oh, he
and
used
stuff.
bone marrow
Used
in one of
bone
his
marrow.
ice creams.
Whoa.
He chose that.
It's like
No,
strange
not his-
donuts
not
for
his.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes to that and he takes that ice cream to an ice cream social on a naval aircraft carrier.
Okay.
Because apparently that's like a tradition on all naval
have ice
ships.
cream
They have
socials.
ice cream socials. They found it boosts morale.
Okay.
Because there's a correlation between your brain's ability to process memories and nostalgia. Doctors used to think nostalgia was unhealthy for people, and then they realize it's good, and ice cream socials promotes morale on ships. So he takes
Makes
his
sense.
and like he's in there and they're dividing it up, and this is some of the really eccentric stuff he does or weird stuff. Like they ring the bell to signify chow time, and it's just him and the cook, and he goes, "Oh, did you hear that?" He goes, 4 bells. That tells me a squid's attacking. And then he stares, and the guy looks at him, and then there's an awkwardness, and then the guy just laughs, and he goes, "I'm being crazy." Like,
He's just
so weird.
He is very weird, but it's good entertainment.
so my question is he the next William Shatner? And by that I mean, is he leaned into the persona,
weirdness?
or is it actual real? I mean,
Ooh, that's a good
great
question.
question.
I wondered if he had always been this eccentric.
How long
Because-
has he been around?
a long time.
I know he's been
He
around.
could fly, but
Well, in the fly, and he was kind of considered a sex symbol in the 80s.
He
Yeah.
well, in fact,
That was
if you
fucking
read,
shredded.
he's a master swordsman. I mean, he
Yeah,
is.
I think I have heard that.
Smashed the
Is
poon in
Earth
his
Girls Are
day.
Easy his first movie?
No, it's not. Well, nowhere near first.
Really?
It just was a movie he did. No, he's been around seemingly since the turn of the century.
well,
He's
I
been
had
around
asked if he
Girls
was
Are
always
Easy.
this eccentric, or is this how he rebranded himself to
that's
make
what I mean.
himself more relevant?
Yeah.
Yeah, did he become the next? Because William Shatner was never like so Shatnery until it became a good thing for him to play.
And this, I feel like they've really leaned into it since Thor. Like the character he played.
That's what I
what
told
is
Missy.
it?
He was the
Grandmaster?
Yeah,
Is that his name? I forget.
Yeah, when he was on
Something.
planet in Ragnarok and Thor
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
yeah.
He was. Well, since then he's been thrust back into not just the
Yeah.
spotlight but big spotlight, and even in that movie he's the same as he is in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
He's weird as can be.
Is he being weird, or is this just Jeff Goldblum just being Jeff?
I hope
did they
it's
even
honest.
give him lines? Did he just do things?
No, this
there's
seems
no
like
lines.
off the cuff.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I
this-
meant in Thor even.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, maybe.
He's awesome. I mean, I'm right now sitting on my take on it is like 3.75 out of 5, and that's only because I think the next episode, which is about tattoos, and he's going to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Okay.
Is
Of
it his first
himself.
one?
Well, that's what
that's
they
funny.
make it
That's what he says,
seem
yeah.
like. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Like Steve Ho,
Steve
not
Ho,
a big
yeah.
one on his back or
Okay.
anything, but
What was his first movie? Did you see?
I tried IMDb and it was awful. Keep going. I'll look it up.
So Yeah, so what do you think so far on it, Adam?
I'd give it a 3.75. I enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I think it's not. I don't want this to make it sound bad. But so far the reason its grade's not better. Yeah, the shoe thing was entertaining. The ice cream to me was a little better, but I'm waiting for that one topic that just like really grabs me more than.
Well, I thought both the first and the second episode were really entertaining because you don't really think about sneakers, and the way he brought together like how ice cream makes you feel nostalgic. I thought that was interesting.
This I would have never guessed this, but it says here when you Google it.
I knew that. I knew that. Yeah.
Wow.
I've forgotten
Never
that.
thought
I've
that.
heard that trivia before.
Okay.
Kind of like Sam the McDougal's.
Yeah, and then you forget about that until you watch it and you're, holy shit, Samuel
Because that was
Jackson's in this.
before Goodfellas, then, I guess, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, about 3 years maybe.
What?
Chino opened the door.
Is it? Is that? You know they're making a second Coming to America?
I didn't know that.
they're
Oh, Netflix. I guess Eddie Murphy's like signed on with Netflix
and
now.
another new 48 Hours, and they're going to go back to a hard R.
No, it's not 48 Hours. It's Beverly Hills
Beverly
Cop.
Hills Cop. Yeah, they're going to go back to a hard R. Yeah. Speaking of,
That's 12%.
let's talk about things though that Disney Plus is getting a little bit of flack for. First and foremost.
Well, guys, say one more positive thing before
go
going
ahead.
So, another thing I'm looking forward to are the Pixar movies. I've seen some of them.
Oh.
But yeah, I watched Inside Out the other night. The boys were snuggling
Oh, you
up
never
with me.
watched that? Ooh, it's
I
good.
watched most of it, but never through all the way through. Good
Like-
movie. I cried.
The
I cried
imaginary
hard.
guy? What do you- ooh.
That is a tough one. The Pixar movies, it's okay to cry at.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you haven't started, watch the shorts. Watch.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the Imaginarium, the Pixar in real life, and then the we watched Float. Somebody on the interweb said if you're a crier, don't watch Float, and I didn't cry.
Which one's Float?
About the kid that can float.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's so good. And the dad finds out his kid can float, and then he spends most of the little short getting him to where he won't float because he doesn't want him to be different and odd.
Yeah.
And to where it kind of culminates in him screaming, "Why are you so different? Or why can't you be normal?" Oh man, and then it
It gets you right in the heart.
It's
Was
Yeah,
that a
whatever.
Pixar short? The one with like the little dog and the little cat?
Yeah, that's one.
jeez.
with the
Waterworks.
abused pit bull and
Yeah.
the little kitty cat. Yeah.
If you don't
it does.
cry during that, you have no
Order?
fucking soul.
Sure.
yeah, and there's I tell you what, another good. Oh no, it wasn't even a Pixar, but it made me think of it. One of my favorite shorts that we've seen in a long time was on, or not short, but that Robots, Death, Love, and Death.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Love,
that
Death,
one
and
where
Robots.
the end of the world and the robots were visiting Earth as a tourist
Yeah,
attraction.
dude, that was
pretty
great. So speaking, if we're gonna stay on this, I want to, because I kind of was like, oh, maybe we'll bring this up. Do you remember last Christmas?
When you gave me your heart.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like
would've
it.
been
I
by
like
there, I
it.
would've
Sing it. Do you remember last Christmas there was that Elton John commercial where
Yes.
where the kid runs down the
Yes.
stairs?
Was he
and
stepping
it's,
into Christmas?
No, and it's God damn
The
it.
one where it's Elton John getting a piano.
Getting a piano, and it goes back through his whole thing, and you're like, oh man, that's a beautiful commercial, and you had no idea what it was actually for.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's a company, like basically England's version of Macy's, and they have a commercial every year that is.
Wait, what's theirs this year?
It is that dragon in the old town. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, it's adorable.
That's awesome.
It's adorable.
That is awesome.
It's the company's called John Lewis, and if you go to YouTube and just look up John Lewis Christmas commercials,
Okay.
they're all amazing. But this one this year is this. It's set in like medieval times, and it's this dragon who this little bitty dragon gets so excited about Christmas that he spontaneously just bursts flames and ruins everything. Like he burns down the Christmas tree and melts the ice that the kids are ice skating on, and he's all sad. But there's one little girl who keeps bringing him along to everything, and they finally accept him when he lights their European dessert on fire, like a
Makes
pudding
it a
cake or something.
flambe.
Yeah, and it's adorable though, and you're like, that's amazing. And then you go through like the history of all their commercials, and I didn't realize the Elton John one was theirs last
I didn't know
year.
that either.
And then there was the the year before that was a monster under the bed, and you're just watching them all, and you're like, oh my god, these are beautiful.
Hey, you gotta love Christmas time for this stuff.
I'm starting to get there.
Yeah.
But, so what I was about to say a while ago, and Tom went to one more positive thing, because we always want to be positive on the show. We never bitch
You talking about another
things.
positive thing? The Simpsons. I watched 2 of the classic episodes.
that's
We're
gonna-
gonna,
well, we're gonna
that's
get on
good.
that.
That's the one thing I wanted to bring up. So some of the things that Disney's getting a little bit of shit for is not censorship, but they
The
do.
way they edited them.
They have put trigger warnings on things, and like
Oh, this is different.
Well, they put like on some of the before some of the cartoons like this, like
before Dumbo, like the
yes,
racist
before
crows.
the racist stuff, and I'm actually okay with the way they've handled it. Like they put on there this material, and I think it's a very good way to handle it. This material was from a different time when certain things weren't considered as offensive as others. Just you've been warned, essentially.
Was it in the top left corner?
I think it's before.
It's before
play.
when you hit play. It
I
comes
was
up.
watching something the other day and it had on like a warning on the top left corner. It was like some scenes depict nicotine use. I'm like, what?
Yeah, see,
Wow.
that was my next point. Some of it's over the top.
Yeah, okay.
And then of course, I we'll get into the editing thing. I don't know which is. They fucking touched Star Wars again.
Oh yeah.
Greedo and Han.
I didn't
Han
hear about
shot
this.
first. Everyone knows it. Then it was changed to where Greedo shot first. Then it was simultaneous. And now, for whatever reason, Greedo screams, McClunky.
Yeah.
McClunky. So they asked one of the set people from the way back. They said the voice actor never read that line. It wasn't even in the script. So someone had to intentionally recreate the McClunky. I mean, what in the world? Leave it alone.
I gotta say that Who Shot First is one of the dumbest debates of all time.
Han was about to get frozen in carbonite and given over to a mafia guy. So who gives a shit whether he shot first?
I 100% agree.
Not ruining anything, but in The Mandalorian, he flat out kills people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
That what he did to that guy and cut him in half.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Guys.
So what were you going to bring up on?
So they're getting a lot of slack now because of the aspect ratio that they put them in, and it's cutting out like a lot of the jokes.
I haven't seen that.
Like the quiet, like the.
I've seen it.
There's no like audio jokes. These are visual jokes for the show.
for like Simpsons?
Yeah, for The Simpsons, because especially in the older episodes that were from before we had great TVs that we have now. Like there's one that, and there's a guy on Twitter who's been showing them all. But there's one where they're doing a brewery tour at Duff, and it says like Duff Dry, Duff Light, and Duff, and that's all you see in The Simpsons and the Disney Plus thing. But if you look at it in the old versions, it's one tube,
Oh, yeah, filtering
and
it out. Yeah,
filters
that
it,
is a
and
good
it
joke.
goes all three of them. And then there's another one where Lisa
So
and
they're
Marge.
not even editing like racial stuff. They're
No, it's just bad. It's just bad cuts because
Yeah.
of the aspect ratio. And there's one where like Lisa and Marge are ringing the doorbell. They get a new doorbell and they're waiting for somebody to ring it all day or whatever. But anyways, in the background there's it says clumsy college students movers, and it's like these two kids who fall over and drop a lamp, and it's funny because it's just a visual gag.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
completely gone and like loses. It makes the scene kind of lose.
almost
some of
like
its,
they're worried
punch.
about us. Like they're almost like they're worried about our attention span.
Yeah,
as
maybe.
viewers now.
I will say, rewatching Marge vs. Monorail, that may be the funniest 22
that's a
minutes
good
in
one.
TV.
Wait, is that where Mayor Quimby flip flops? That's one of my favorite.
No, that's the one where
They get all that extra money from.
Yeah, no,
from Mr. Burns up
Yeah.
but no, that,
hiding the toxic stuff.
I thought
Yeah.
it was because I thought that's where Mayor Quimby was against it, or then he changed over to it for the.
No,
monorail
they were all
system.
going to fix the roads, and then this guy shows up, and he's like, he sings a catchy song, and then they make the monorail.
The Mayor Quimby.
What about us drunken slobs? You'll be given cushy jobs.
When Mayor Quimby
fucking
flip flops,
great.
that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I stand for you today and flip flop.
Yeah.
Like that's hilarious.
Yeah, Simpsons is good stuff. I've been watching old Simpsons on. Well, now that Disney Plus is out, the FX app doesn't have them anymore.
So I guess we should bring up the last thing we were going to talk. I was going to talk about with the Disney Plus is they've completely omitted the Michael Jackson episode,
Oh.
and
Yeah, I remember that.
it's not because Michael's in it. That's one thing, but
I don't think that was a Disney choice. I think that was even before Disney. I
no,
think,
Disney made the choice. They have the rights to all of it, and they issued a statement and
Did
said that they felt
I
in
thought the
light of
Simpsons wanted to do it.
they said in light of the accusations and about what happened with Michael Jackson and the way the episode depicts him grooming Bart,
Yeah.
they thought it was poor choice. So that's pretty. I mean, he is. That's right on. That's you couldn't be more on the nail.
It's probably one of the top 20 most important Simpsons episodes ever, but I don't even know if it'd make my top 75
No,
funniest.
you're right. It was a big moment for them to get Michael
That was
Jackson.
season
Did that-
2, maybe?
Go ahead, Missy.
Did they have him on before the very first allegation?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
this was like
Oh, this is-
1990.
Well, maybe not.
So that was
I don't-
them. I was going to say, because if they did, was that one of their first predictions?
Oh, man, maybe. No,
It could be.
I want to say it was season 2, and Simpsons debuted in 88 or 89, so it was way before the molestation stuff.
No,
was like
you mean the
94.
actual TV series debuted in 88, 89.
Yeah, but
They were
Oh,
Tracy
yeah.
Ullman
Oh,
first. Yeah.
sure. Are you looking up which season it is?
It's 1991.
Okay. So that might be like season 4.
Yeah.
So Michael
yeah,
was
but-
already actually touching kids at that point.
Oh, I
it
don't-
just wasn't known yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But, and again, so they said over 10 million downloads in the first day it was available.
It's the third season. The name of the episode is Stark Raving Dad.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So over 10 million downloads in the first 24 hours. So much so that even Disney undershot what was going to happen. It slowed down for a lot of people. Like for us, I couldn't bring up anything out of the main menu. I had to go and look up in the sub-menus, and I could only see whatever was on the first page. I couldn't scroll for like the first 3 hours.
Okay.
And then it caught up, and then it just worked. It's flawless now. Is this one of the rare times, though, that where some multimedia company or a studio or something promised something and then triple delivered? Like,
Maybe.
They've hit a grand slam with this.
This is the biggest game changer I can think of in a long time.
Apple might need to step back and go, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what, though? I don't know. I'll ask you guys if you saw
Netflix
this.
also, but
Netflix even said, "Please allow me to retort," and they signed an exclusive deal with Nickelodeon that will produce original content on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon characters. For instance, Squidward's getting a spin-off movie that's going to be Netflix only.
and I have zero interest in that.
I will watch it.
I think Hayden. I guess that's what Hayden was talking about.
No,
yesterday.
the movie.
Yeah, no, the movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she said, there's a SpongeBob movie.
but
so
that's
I
in theaters.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
I thought
the
it was
new
going
one.
to Netflix.
No, it's in theaters in March, and Keanu Reeves as a sage named Sage.
Yeah.
He goes, "My name is Sage, and I am a sage, so it kind of works out pretty good."
I think you do pretty decent, Keanu.
That's pretty good.
I'm
And
not
then,
gonna lie.
and then Patrick goes,
couldn't everyone. There's not a lot there.
I can't remember what country he says, but Patrick goes, "Well, funny, my name's Patrick, and that means toaster in some country." And Keanu goes, "Pretty sure that's not true." I can't. I mean, I'm all in. It's the. If you haven't seen the trailer for the new SpongeBob, it's computer animated.
Yeah.
So like when it looks like when SpongeBob went live action in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah,
film, the whole thing's that. And also, by the way, the new Scooby-Doo computer animated looks awesome too.
Oh, it does. It looks adorable.
Scoob, and it's how my only
It's a
complaint.
nice origin story.
My only complaint: Scooby is too easy to understand.
Yeah.
Like he's just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So.
They didn't want to offend people with speech impediments out there.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Trigger warning. But no, so Netflix is retaliating, and
Yeah, I'm excited. 'cause,
Retaliating.
retaliating. How about that? So
I think I'd like to watch Ninja Turtle stuff. So Nickelodeon owns all of the Ninja
Well, let's
Turtle
hope
stuff.
they
so-
do original stuff for Netflix.
Yeah,
let's hope
that'd be
they do.
cool.
You know what? I mean, we're long overdue for
a good movie?
adult version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, like the comic originally
Yeah.
was.
Adult version? You mean where they have sex and stuff?
Just a mature
with their
version.
weird squiggly penises.
So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they killed. They did a lot of, and they were. It was more of a mature
Can
slant.
we remix the Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go?
Oh, you leave that.
They
That'd
tried
be
that with
perfect.
the Michael Bay movie, and it did not work.
That's
out.
just perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a turtle get down?
We did 2 summers ago.
We did.
Remember
We
that?
saw it live in person.
We saw it.
Michelangelo.
A live turtle get down on
Yeah.
the stage.
Yeah, he was a big giant. I mean, turtles are real. We saw one.
What are you talking about?
We did that block party, that '90s block party that Vanilla Ice was
Oh,
headlining,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
brought up like the movie replica suit.
Nice,
And
nice.
they did some breakdancing
I don't
on
think
it.
I've heard this story.
Oh, we
I think we
told it
told
on
on air,
the
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for-
don't.
thanks
I remember
for,
last week.
You've
so.
drank since
Thanks for
then.
checking in on us.
So that's what I figured we were going to dominate with some Disney Plus
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
But
I'm not in there yet. But
I
we'll
know.
get there.
I know. Tom wanted to bring up some AEW stuff, but Missy said she was going to counterattack with something only her and Bender could talk about. But
Okay.
she researched and found nothing that her and Bender had in common.
Untrue. I said we
Bunch of
could talk
liberal-
about hair because you don't fix yours and you don't have any.
And I said, "That's a shot at your partner."
That's a shot across the bow right
That
there.
is. Or we could just talk about like you. Well, you're looking at my hair right now. I see it's not washed today, so quit
I washed
judging me,
mine.
John. First, But I was
watched mine
like,
today.
oh, and
For those that don't
so
know,
little. Your hair's so shit.
Bender not only said I washed mine, but as if in a movie, he took his headphone
Yeah.
off
I
and
just
his
wanna
hat,
let you guys
and
see how
he
glorious it
waved it
looks.
out.
Yeah.
He
You know,
waved it out.
Speaking of my hair,
It was the closest we've ever had on the episode to having a file.
I almost didn't come today because
You have to wash your hair again.
no. So I got my hair cut yesterday, and my barber did not have the balls to tell me herself.
That you have
she
a
told
bald
my
spot?
wife that I might be thinning a little bit up top, and suggested some shampoo that'll thicken it up. And I almost curled up into a ball when my wife told me before I left and cried.
Oh, how much joy did that give her to tell you that?
I think she got a little excited.
I'm only
Her
gonna,
nipples are
I'm
kind
gonna,
of hard.
You took your headphones off and hat and waved your hair out like a princess. I'm going to take my headphones off and give you 1 second of silence to see what the future looks like.
Oh God. I mean, it's fine for you because you can grow a beard.
Yeah, you
you don't know.
I can't grow a beard. I'm just gonna walk around and look like a fucking penis forever.
I can't wait till you look like powder.
No, you'll be like Mr. Clean.
So
you're
and
buff.
On that same thing, Rachel goes, "You know, my eyebrows are turning white." I'm like, "What is wrong with you? Why would your eyebrows turn white?"
That is weird. I've never heard that.
I'm not.
First of all, if your hair on your head turns gray,
Yeah.
all your hair will turn
She's-
gray, people,
she's turning
including
gray.
your pubes.
Yeah, pubes go gray.
Well, I mean, I haven't had those
Look
in
Look
years.
at Mrs.
So.
Graybush.
Don't say you haven't had pubes in years. 2 episodes ago, you talked about not maintaining it.
Well, I brought up the
Well,
manscaping, yeah.
I mean-
you don't just naturally not have pubes, jackass.
I naturally don't have any chest hair.
Well,
That's not the same.
You're saying-
I mean, is your dick coming out of your chest?
How great will the
would
podcast?
be.
How great will the podcast be when he hits puberty?
Taking it up a notch.
This is not a cold. This is me hitting puberty right now.
So that said,
Where were we?
No, well, I didn't bring. Like, I brought one more thing, but I want to wait till the end to bring it up. So I'm going to just go ahead and say, since Tom hasn't been
we're
here in
talking
a
about
while,
wrestling.
what else? What did you
Wrestling.
want to talk about today, Thomas?
Well, actually, I was going to talk about something before AEW that might be a little bit more inclusive for everybody.
Let's do it.
Hey, how about that Rick and Morty episode? Huh?
It's not
The
inclusive
first episode?
Yet. Yeah, I'm not.
I
caught
watched
up.
the first one. I haven't watched the second one.
Well, okay, fine. I mean, like, I'm like the least nerdy here, and I did my homework. by watching Mandalorian.
I
Missy
really liked.
doesn't- yeah, Missy doesn't watch it either.
No, I didn't know that. You don't watch Rick and Morty?
Caitlin wants a pickle Rick, right?
Pickle Rick.
Yeah,
She wants a Rick and Morty calendar
So I wanna
for
ru-
Christmas, and she doesn't even watch the show.
That is odd.
Yeah.
I will
That is
ruin
odd.
one joke. That Mr. Meeseeks, the Kirkland brand version.
Yeah.
I have never laughed so hard.
Oh,
on that
that
show.
was
I
so
can't
fucking
wait for
great.
that. I can't wait for that.
And it's just like when they're ready to
I've got to
become
finish
fascist.
season. We're in season 4, right? I've got to finish season 3.
I
That's
can't
where
believe you
I'm
haven't finished season 3. That's crazy. to me.
because I watch them by myself.
And the thing is, like, the problem with it's been 2 years since there was an episode.
Yeah.
That I almost need to go back and rewatch everything.
Yeah,
I'm shocked because you're such a homer for the creator.
I know. I made Missy listen
it's
on the
good
way to
stuff.
Nashville this past weekend.
Yes.
I made her listen to Harmontown or 2 weekends ago on the way there.
I'm
I
sure
get so
she loved
upset.
Yeah.
I get so upset.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta be honest, I was a little thrown off by your posts this weekend. I was like, are they in Nashville now?
No.
That's what
I-
Caitlin said. Mom, I saw you got drunk at bar hopping last night. I said, I did not. That was last week.
Yeah,
she
I
goes,
just posted
what?
something. That Cobain kissing her was a complete accident too.
Oh, really?
I just saw a Cobain poster, so I took a picture, and she was hold on, and leaned in. I took a picture, and I go, that fucker's kissing you.
Nah. But yeah, I thought it started out strong. I think was last week the first week or
Yep.
okay.
Yep, so it's, episode
episode
2 will be
2's out.
tonight at 10:30.
Yeah, I thought it was a very
Standard Time.
strong episode. I had
was
a good
very
time
strong.
with it.
So yeah, hey fellas and ladies, AEW wrestling is really fucking good. You should try it.
It's
Check it
my
out.
favorite. It's my favorite. It's my
What
favorite.
channel is it on? TNT?
Yep.
Yeah, and it is very much like when WCW was at its peak.
Yep.
That's how it feels. But you wanted to talk specifically about the Moxley Kenny Omega match.
That was brutal.
That was 90s wrestling at its best. And here's why it didn't bother me. They did it on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They didn't just do it on a show. A broom with wire wrapped around it and
Oh my
hit
God.
him, and they
Oh,
went
shit.
through glass.
I thought they were
went-
supposed to be pulling back from all that stuff.
Not AEW.
They held it to a pay-per-view, and they made it a special event. You're not going to see it a lot, and that's Moxley's gimmick. So one of the complaints that he was Dean Ambrose in the WWE. He was part of the Shield.
I know the name.
One of his things that he was pissed about over there was that they were holding the character back. He was supposed to have this big build-up to a match with Lesnar, and it was going to be a street fight, and the only way for him to build a believable match with Lesnar was to use weapons, and then they gave him like 5 minutes and said you can only use a chair, and that's it. And
Like, is that the size difference between those two?
Yeah. Well, no, and how believable their character, the storylines were.
I mean, Lesnar's a massive dude.
He's a giant man. So when he went over to AEW, where they have a little more creative freedom, his whole take was, "I'm going to be me. No one's going to hold me back." That's his gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
So they had one of the most brutal matches outside of Japan you'll ever see.
Suplex into barbed wire. Yikes.
Yeah.
Can they even do suplexes in the WWE?
You're thinking of pile drivers.
But yeah, that's it.
No,
that's
the pile drivers are legal everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was plus, and it wasn't as great as it was. Wasn't even the best match on the card.
No?
There's so much. I mean, there was a match I didn't make her watch it. I just watched
I
this.
occasionally look up at the screen.
That the guy got handcuffed together,
Oh, that guy's awesome.
and then this is amazing. He got handcuffed, and then he went on to bounce some offense, doing all of his flips, jumps, and turnbuckle
While
moves
handcuffed?
It was
Oh.
unbelievable.
That's his gimmick. Did you see his
No,
match?
no, you're talking about Orange Cassidy.
Oh, he's like,
No, I'm talking about the guy who has his face painted.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, did this past week he get handcuffed again?
No, I thought that's what you were talking about. Because he wrestled Jericho like a month ago, and he did that gimmick.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay,
Yeah.
We're on the
No.
same page then.
Well, but no, I don't think that's his. The hands in pockets from Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
That's his gimmick too. He does all his flip. He's also the most laid back guy. Never does an interview.
Oh, okay.
He wears sunglasses, a white T-shirt, and blue jeans. And when he goes up to kick people, he goes up and he goes,
He like, barely kicks him in the shin.
and then he backs up and then gives him a real super kick, and it's not real. I mean,
Okay.
but he'll do flips and moves and stuff and hurt people. But that's like, there was an episode this past week where there's a brawl on the outside, and they throw a guy into a door, which is a bathroom door, and the bathroom door opens, and Orange Cassidy's leaned against the wall with his hands in his pocket, and the guy stops. He goes in and kind of reaches, like he doesn't want to get too close, and grabs the dude to bring him out, and then politely shuts the door for him. I mean, this is wrestling. What makes wrestling great, AEW is doing.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
now.
Like-
it's funny. It's hardcore wrestling at times. Jericho's the best he's been maybe ever.
Well, it's hard to say what is his best ever, but what he's doing is further cementing himself as arguably one of the 3 greatest wrestlers in history.
Yep.
And I'm putting Flair and Michaels up there with him.
Okay.
I mean, he may be more charismatic than all of them, because as great as Flair was, he never changed his gimmick. As great as Shawn Michaels was, he never changed his gimmick. Jericho, I mean, they both went good or bad, but Jericho is drastically different people every time he comes back. And it's awesome. It's a great show.
So can I throw out my opinion?
Yes.
All right. So I watch it just enough to have an opinion. My pro with it is they cuss, so that's awesome.
And, yeah.
Well, they do.
My con.
Everything else.
No.
Is it still pro
'cause-
wrestling?
No, it is entertaining. It doesn't. The moves, like when they're in the ring, it doesn't flow. It's not seamless sometimes.
That's because it's spot heavy, which is for the independents
by
and
spot
for
heavy?
the Young Bucks, who are the quote unquote greatest tag team in the world. A spot in pro wrestling is a big deal, like a big flip or a massive maneuver. Sometimes they've been so the art of wrestling. The guys like Steve Austin and Flair, they tell a story. The good guy getting beat down, he comes back. Sometimes, and the big spot's supposed to be the turning point in that story. Well, sometimes AEW is a little guilty of nothing but big spots.
Yeah.
No cohesive story, no psychology to the match. Just let's go over the top for the next move,
Yeah.
and then go bigger than that, and then
Yeah.
go bigger than that. And so that's called, a lot of people call those matches a train wreck or a spot fest. And
Yeah.
sometimes that works. WWE, maybe arguably one of the 4 or 5 greatest matches in the history, was the TLC match between the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. That was a spot fest.
Right.
But it was the first time anyone in the world had seen it.
Yep.
So that's it's to this day still one of the greatest matches of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so big that even though it was one of the few times kayfabe was broken by the crowd, the next night when the teams came into the ring, every team got a standing ovation, whether they were a good guy or bad guy. It was like, you guys are unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. I mean,
I think it's entertaining enough.
I'm 5 out of 5 on AEW. Right
Oh,
now.
I am all in. No pun intended.
Then
what
I
night
said
is it? Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday
Wednesday.
nights, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, which is also great. It's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
Which is why WWE, when it was great, was only 2 hours.
WWE's every Monday?
Monday and Friday.
And
okay.
Wednesday, technically.
Oh, and Wednesday with their NXT, which is the only thing that rivals AEW, is their
Yep.
NXT.
So WWE's in trouble.
Yeah, like the WWE apparently was here not too long, like a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Monday night.
And-
Was it Monday night? Yeah.
Somebody I followed on Twitter was talking about, or maybe it was Twitter or the I don't know. Either way, it was. They said they didn't realize how many like promotions they do in between sets, where they like change the mat
Oh,
guards
definitely,
and
yeah,
stuff,
they
so
do
that
a
everybody
lot
can
of
see
that.
it. It's kind of.
Well, they
weird.
don't do. They used to change the apron around the ring.
Yeah,
but now,
that's it.
Well, see, they only do that sometimes because now they have that LED light
Yeah.
that just changes it. Like they just flip a switch and the computer
Yeah.
changes it.
I
So
believe-
who owns the AEW?
It's the owners is
Shad Khan's
Yeah.
son, Tony
Tony
Khan.
Khan.
Shad
His
Khan
dad
owns
owns
Jacksonville
it, yeah.
Jaguars
Oh,
and
okay.
Fulham Football Club.
and Fulham Football Club, and actually more wealthy than Vince McMahon.
Oh, okay.
The Cod fam. The Khan
So it's
family
not.
is,
It's not like a wrestler owned thing. Okay.
Well, so Shad Khan, his son Tony, is the majority owner, but Cody Rhodes, who is the actual real life son of Dusty Rhodes,
Hmm.
is a minority owner, and it's all the people that run the show. This is not. This is a shoot. This is real.
Yeah.
All the people who are the president is Cody. The head of creative is a wrestler. Wrestlers
They're all-
are,
okay.
So when wrestling was at its heyday, when people loved it, wrestlers ran the shows.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
That's what I was trying to get to.
WWE brought in a few writers to help,
Mm-hmm.
but those writers wouldn't write the whole show. They would write for one wrestler.
Yeah.
And most notably, Freddie Prinze Jr. was a writer for WWE.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even when he was famous, but he wrote with Jericho, and,
Yeah.
and they would collaborate. That WWE doesn't do that anymore. They tell people what to say, what to do it.
It's very, very
Scripted.
You want to go like full circle with Freddie Prinze Jr. I was watching going back to Star Wars from the beginning. I was watching playing around on Twitter yesterday, and he was on this podcast, and I downloaded.
And
the
he's
episode.
a voice, right? He's a voice.
He's a voice on the Star Wars Rebels,
and he
cartoon.
loves it. He's
But
apparently
the
big-
cartoon it's over. They only did 2 seasons.
Yeah, but he loved it.
He loved it.
Like dove in both.
Oh
feet.
man! So there's a clip on Twitter right now where he's. It's the name of the show is the Jeff Dye's Friendship podcast, and
Let's
and
do
he-
that. Say that again with smoother. I'm sorry.
Jeff Dye's Friendship podcast.
Okay, Jeff Dies.
Dye's DYE apostrophe.
So
S.
it's okay. So that's his name, Jeff Dies.
Jeff Dye's
so Jeff
is the
Dies
guy.
Friendship. Okay.
And he's on this podcast.
Not giving you shit, by the way.
No. I know what you're saying. It's hard to say, and the way they wrote it out on iTunes where I downloaded it's really stupid. Anyways, he's on there and he's talking about how Star Wars was. He learned direct canon from George Lucas, or the guy who taught George Lucas all of his canon. And you were talking about how powerful Yoda is, and he said he's on there and he says that Palpatine is the most powerful because he was in touch with both the light and dark side, and the only way to it's the whole thing, you got to watch it, but it was great. And like, dude, he nerds out and he's fucking screaming, and everybody's like, they're like, okay.
And he's a good-looking
okay.
dude to be that nerdy. Yeah.
He's getting a little old, but he's nerding out.
Comes from a family of actor, like
Yeah.
Hollywood royalty. Yeah.
His dad was a comedian, apparently.
Yeah, and a big one.
Yeah,
like
and
a
he
big
passed away young. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then I started looking up his stuff, and yeah, he's got his own podcast. But yeah, he wrote for the WWE, and he does he's into like nerd culture.
He's got
and his
some-
wife is Buffy. Just saying, that's awesome.
Oh, so is he married to Sarah Michelle
Yeah.
Gellar? I didn't
What?
realize
I didn't know
that.
that either.
Shut
did not
up.
know
You
that?
didn't know?
I
They've
did
been
never
married
know
for
that.
like 20 years.
I'll be damned. Good for them.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
But they have cute kids.
They were in that
am-
movie
I
together,
don't know if they have
right?
kids or not.
They were in a
Do they
movie
have kids?
together.
Yeah, they have kids.
Weren't they in a movie where she?
They were in
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, that too. He's got some underrated. There's a movie where he's a secret agent, and there's a girl that, every time she gets nervous, like her knees get weak or something,
Okay.
and it's totally a complete like romantic comedy,
I don't know what you're talking about.
but it's got real dark action to it because
Really?
he's a spy.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a
I
good
think that's what-
movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I mean, She's All That's pretty solid 90s flick.
Oh, I love that
Oh
movie.
yeah, I mean yeah.
And,
Rest in
early
peace, Amanda
2000?
Bynes. Isn't that Amanda Bynes or what? Who-
She
No,
is
that's
in
not
that
Amanda
movie.
Bynes.
No,
Oh,
she
no.
is in that movie.
Yeah, but
Yeah, she's
and I
the
know she-
Jesus lover that... No, wait, what movie is that?
That's not the same movie.
That is a different. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember that movie, but that's a good one.
Damn it.
No,
This is what happens when we go off the cuff.
No, that is Amanda Bynes' Easy A with...
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's
All
and
That is
she's not. And by the
1998.
way, Amanda Bynes is not dead, but her acting.
She might as well be.
career is,
Rachel Lee Cook.
yeah, that's who I
And,
was thinking of. Yeah,
Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
yeah.
Which I
Sad
think
but
his,
true.
I think his death anniversary is... Is it
Death-iversary.
November?
Death-
Is it November?
His
Death anniversary.
Death anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, check that out.
Usher's in it.
Usher, baby.
Oh, and guess what he
Usher,
does?
baby.
Yeah,
And
he's the
Gabrielle
DJ.
Union.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Gabrielle Union.
Where- I
Still
mean-
hot.
So
Yeah,
she's
she
married to
does
Dwayne
not
Wade.
look like she's aged.
Good-looking woman.
Since
She just had a kid like 2 years ago.
no,
Paul
she
Walker
didn't.
died on November 30th. For those of you.
Oh,
Is it less
there
than
you go.
2 years?
No, they adopted.
Oh, that's not her.
Mr.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna.
know.
So she's still so good looking that I'm gonna call him
Or they had a
Mr.
surrogate.
Gabrielle
They had a
Union.
surrogate.
Oh, really? Well, either way,
He
she's
said
married to Dwayne
Tom
Wade.
did say November 30th was the death.
I told you it was. I knew
We did not
because
argue. You
no,
didn't have to-
I was
yeah.
just.
You didn't have to double down. We were on your side.
But I can tell you, I know
We didn't
every
really
time.
care.
Every time I see his death anniversary, I think of the. I remember it was a day that you and I got into this really heated argument and didn't
Oh.
talk for days around because of it.
I'll be
It's
damned.
his death birthday.
I don't even remember that argument.
What was the argument
Hey,
about?
hey,
I don't
by the
know-
way,
I don't remember
shows
what it
you-
was about.
Shows you how much grudges she holds on.
I didn't
you.
say I held a grudge. I don't even know what it was about. But
Also,
we
we-
weren't talking, and you barely wanted to tell me he died.
We also went to the movies as a family to see that, and I kind of teared up.
Oh, at the end? I teared up a little bit.
I wanted to cry. I really wanted to cry because
It was sad.
By that
But the
point, though, she was
CGI
so
was
fucking
so-
over that Wiz Khalifa song
no,
that she couldn't
the
take.
CGI just pulled away, like took away from.
Disney hadn't come out with that technology yet to like put your face over somebody else's face.
Yeah,
We kind of talked about that, but like,
like deep fakes or whatever.
we talked about it last time we were on with the James
oh
Dean
yeah,
movie.
yeah, that's stupid.
They're not backing down though. Like they've gotten a lot
Well, because
of
they
pushback.
know at this point it's going to make them money because people are just going to show up to see the
Are they?
spectacle of
I
it.
don't think so.
I don't know.
Who's
Hey, by the way,
alive now that knows who James Dean is for real? And
everyone
it's like
in
I
this
can't
room.
wait to see a
Yes.
movie with James
Oh,
Dean in
you
it.
know how these kids are. When they get into college, they put a poster up
Shit,
that they
they'll
think
put
is
it
someone
on.
famous.
Right.
All they'll do is put it on TikTok, and everyone will
Yeah.
know who
No,
James
I'm just-
Dean is.
I've only seen one James Dean movie.
Rebel
never
Without
seen
a
any
Cause.
of them.
Yeah, that's
I
the big
haven't
one.
seen any of them.
Never saw Giant.
No, so
He's only had 3 movies and he
hey,
died.
speaking of, I don't know why I transitioned to this. Something you said a while ago, but Joker, first R-rated movie to cross $1 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun fact.
Big. That's big.
Never saw
Yeah.
it. Did you guys see it?
No,
No.
I want to. I
mean, I'll watch
We
it.
tried in our hotel in Nashville to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yeah.
but the pay-per-view was messed up, so I felt really bad for all the people that were going to jerk off to porn in their hotels because
Yeah.
it wasn't working.
Do people still do that?
that?
Nice.
With your phone?
They even,
Jinx.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Yeah, that does seem silly. I guess there's something that's like.
But what if you're with another female
Oh, there
or
you
another
go.
male, depending on male or female, whatever's
Whatever
going
you're
on in the room.
into, yeah.
You don't want to hold a phone while you're.
Yeah.
I mean, you can prop it up.
Speaking of porn,
Get it.
look over there. Look over there.
the dogs are humping.
Louis.
Get
my-
a pop socket and you can
So,
just prop it up on the
I
counter.
think so. I equate it to this. You remember when you were like, we're adults,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
we still love to go to the movie to watch the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that for the porn. When you're in a hotel, renting a porn still is like going to the movie for
Yes,
a big
but
event. So
paying money for something you can get for free seems stupid.
it
Oh
does
no,
seem stupid.
what is free? Isn't it just like homemade videos?
On
Maybe you
Pornhub?
want to hide. I don't know.
No, it's like,
clips. There's everything.
There's
Yeah.
clips. There's like
Stories?
But maybe
Yeah.
you want a high production.
there's high
porn.
production, but then at like the top it'll scroll like if paid $9.99 for the full 35 minutes of this. I'm like I got the basics. That's
You only need
That's-
5.5.
yeah, I got the basics. You're a stepsister, and you failed some grades and need some money. And
Our
there you go.
mom,
And there we go.
you walked in and caught him jerking off,
Yeah.
and you don't want mom to know.
Stepmom, yeah, or whatever.
Something crazy.
They're kind of like Hallmark Christmas movies. Once
Yeah.
you've seen one plot, you've seen them all.
There is I just found out too, speaking of old Jeff Goldblum and the sneaker convention and stuff, there is a Hallmark movie convention out there. Movie convention
Really?
for Christmas
It's in
movies
July.
from Hallmark. Is it really?
I don't
Oh, I didn't know
fucking
if you
know.
were. I saw it on the interwebs like this week.
So Netflix is going all in on like that Christmas stuff. They
Yeah,
got
but they
like
got that
Christmas night.
that,
with
Oh,
cartoon,
do people die?
that cartoon one that is coming out.
Klaus. It came out.
They said it's a masterpiece.
It's supposed to be really good. I tried to watch it last night, but I wasn't feeling great and fell asleep. Christmas Night is with Vanessa Hudgens, and it's about she's modern day, and then a knight from old times comes in. They all look like
Sounds
fucking-
intriguing.
That
They all
sounds
look
terrible.
like Hallmark movies.
I want to see. I'm excited about. I don't know why, because I think it might be Michael Bay. Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds and Dave Franco.
That's a Netflix movie.
Yeah, but it's like big.
Are
Yeah.
any Netflix movies good?
Oh man, I've seen and
yeah.
watched a couple that I've enjoyed.
Yeah, what's the one with
Bird
Ben
Box.
Affleck? Bird Box was good.
Oh yeah, Triple Frontier.
Yeah, that
With
was
Ben
good.
That was a good movie. Yeah,
The one with
the war movie with
Charlie
Ben Affleck.
Hunnam,
We were
Ben
watching
Affleck.
a
Yeah.
sexual assault take place here in the studio. I felt a little uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I think
they're
it's
a little
consensual,
those dogs
so
are-
it seems
yeah,
all right.
those
No,
dogs- our dogs
eventually,
are
yeah,
definitely-
Shane can still hump him back. Don't worry.
Yeah, our dogs swing both ways, and they both catch. And
I didn't
pitch.
watch The King on Netflix.
How was
Did
that?
you?
It was okay.
Did you watch Outlaw King with
No.
Chris Pine?
No, it was good.
Oh, it's really good.
Who's
That was a
Chris Pine?
series, right?
No, it's a
That was
movie.
a movie. God, I'll watch it. The only reason I didn't watch it is because I thought it was a series.
It's takes place like right after William Wallace gets cut in half.
Oh yeah,
Or
it's
gets all chopped up.
you know the guy in the movie that betrayed him, but then came along and threw a sword at the
Robert
end.
Bruce.
Robert the Bruce. It's the continuation of
It's his
story.
son. Yeah, it's his son's story, I think, if I remember correctly. And it's fucking great. I loved it.
The best part about The King, which is based off the story of Henry V, I think.
He was way better than the first four Henrys,
Yes.
which is rare.
Robert Patterson is in it, and he does a French accent, and it is comically bad.
Is it?
Oh, it's bad. It's great. It's great how bad it is.
That's how. That's what, like when I watched. You watched Chernobyl, right?
I did, yes.
You notice how like they don't do Russian accents in it. Like if you're not a Russian
They
actor,
Sean
they just
Connery
let
it.
you.
They Sean Connery.
They just
think
let you
about
do
that.
everything. I listened to the podcast and they were like, we were so concerned about like, we couldn't find enough like good Russian actors, and then they were so concerned about like good actors doing terrible Russian accents. They were
Yeah.
like, you know what, just do your voice.
Yeah.
Like the plot will carry this along in itself.
Yeah.
And I agreed with them.
Comrade.
Yeah. The comrade thing, they were like, there's too many comrades, and they're like, no, that's how they really talk.
Dude, your chair just cracked.
Oh,
You're
boy.
gonna no, you rock in it, and it's a $15 chair from Target.
Now put on his tab.
Yeah.
Go to IKEA next time.
Hey.
No, why
so-
don't next time you go bring us back some chairs?
So Tom, do you have anything else before we let's see what Bender brought?
Nah.
What you got? What you got, Bender?
So?
I got the bubonic plague.
Oh,
Which
Thanks
is
for
back,
bringing
by the
it
way.
over.
catatonic,
you see that?
bubonic. I don't. What is
Yeah,
it?
bubonic plague. is
Isn't
back.
everything
yeah.
back because people don't vaccinate their children?
3 people died in China last week from the bubonic plague, but they ate
Yeah.
raw rat meat.
And honestly, though, there's this thing about like when you buy like a car or a product of the recall, like it's got to go past
Yeah.
a certain percentage before it should be
Oh,
recalled.
it-
3 people out of a 10 billion. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
no.
That's
So
a
I
low
read up on
percentage.
it. And apparently like 30 people a year die of it, and
Oh.
it's always in like smaller countries where they do things like eat raw rat meat for religious purposes,
Ugh.
and that's how you die.
What fucking religion makes you eat raw rat meat?
Some
rat
weird
eating.
religion in the
That's a
hills
cult.
of China.
Yeah,
That's a
Something
cult.
called-
The Church of the Rat Eating.
I didn't bring a whole lot. We kind of talked about everything that I brought, but did you see that John Legend made Sexiest Man of the Year this
You
year?
did.
People's
Yeah, good for
Magazines.
him.
We talked about it.
He's a sexy guy.
He's the 15th member of the EGOT winners. Yeah.
What's the you got?
Emmy,
Emmy,
Grammy,
Grammy.
Oscar, Tony. He's won them all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else I know?
So
He's
How does he
also
have such perfect teeth?
he also the year he won 13, 14, and 15. First time 3 people ever did it in the same year.
yeah.
Rounded out that. So.
And his wife is adorably hilarious on Twitter.
She sure is. You know
So-
what? She's got a potty mouth, and I love it.
She is awesome. Kaylin brought this up, and I feel like I can say it because our daughter, who is in fact a girl, brought it up. I said, she goes, why is she famous again? I go, she's a supermodel. She goes, she's a supermodel?
She was back in the day. Now
But
she's
even
kind
when
of
you look
mom.
at her back in the day, she still had odd cheekbones.
No,
I don't think
That's
so.
what makes supermodels because they look different. They're beautifully different.
But she's not super tall, right?
You don't have to be tall to be a model. She was super thin. She had big boobs. She
Yeah, she
looked.
did have big boobs.
She looked like.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. But Kaylin was like, well, I thought she was thick. And then we were watching the Ellen show where John Legend was hosting, and Chrissy Teigen popped out to scare him, and she goes, oh, she's not
So I
as thick
was-
as I thought she was.
So I was like playing around. I was like, well, who's been the sexiest man through history, or the men since people? And it started in like 85 or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, and Mel Gibson was your first one.
Yeah, it's
Which
crazy.
kind of makes sense.
What was
He
his?
handsome.
What year was that? You said
85.
so. That
The
was
height
Lethal
of
Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal
Lethal-
Weapon. Yeah.
I think it was after Mad Max, I think.
No.
Look at him. That could very well. He didn't. That picture right there doesn't say Lethal Weapon. It says
Yeah.
Mad Max. I mean, it does.
Yeah,
the
it does,
his
with the
look,
leather jacket and everything.
His
yeah.
look.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So I was looking at this list, and I'm like, oh, a lot of these kind of make sense, but then they got some like weird dad ages in there, like maybe in like the mid early '90s, like we had some father issues. The people who are picking these because it's Mel Gibson, then it's Mark Harmon, which I don't know much about that guy. St. Elsewhere's Mark Harmon.
Oh,
Mark
you're right.
Harmon was a hottie back in the 80s.
It was
Yeah.
right in between Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome
Yeah.
and Lethal Weapon. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Then it was John F. Kennedy Jr. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it was Sean Connery, which I thought was super fucking weird.
No, it's Sean Connery. Was that
60s? He was the sexiest man.
Good Lord.
Yeah, he was 59 when he won.
Yeah, well, and that was what was the Medicine Man time period.
Yeah.
Oh,
for him,
yeah.
Tom
And then,
Cruise's hair looks fake in that picture. by
Tom
the way.
Cruise at 28 won.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes
And then
sense.
it was Patrick Swayze, which who can argue with that?
Yeah, he's dreamy. He was a dreamy man.
This one blew my
Who is
mind.
that?
Nick Nolte
What?
was 1992's Sexiest Man
What
of
did
the Year.
he do in '92 that made him sexy?
That was before he had Point
There was-
Break, maybe. No,
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Is that him? That's not him though, is it?
Nick Nolte's in it. He's the cop that.
That's Gary Busey.
Oh, that is Gary Busey. Nick
You're
Nolte.
thinking
yeah,
with
I
Eddie
looked up
Murphy.
his
aren't you?
his IMDb. He was a model back in the
well,
day.
keep
apparently.
going. I'll see
Ew.
what '92 Nick Nolte did.
So, and this is where I get into the dad thing because like Nick Nolte, and then it's Richard Gere.
Yeah, but Richard Gere has
Oh,
always
Richard
had
Gere
gray
was-
hair.
yeah.
He's younger than he actually
Yeah,
looks.
and
I
Nick,
think.
Richard Gere was officer and a gentleman and everything. Yeah, I mean
He's
he
just
was
so old.
I mean,
I guess-
he got a
I don't mean to call it the
prostitute.
Silver Foxes or anything.
Richard Gere got a prostitute to stop prostituting.
And he had sex. He had that gerbil in his butt.
That's
Oh,
allegedly.
listen, we listened to a
I don't get
podcast
sued.
last week where they were telling a story about a guy who asked a prostitute to stick 5 pounds of raw hamburger meat up his ass.
Did she do it?
Yeah, she wanted to make money. She didn't
That
have to.
can't
All
be
she had to
healthy.
do was
Then what
stuff it
happened?
up there. I don't know.
So it
Then he
makes
made
sense.
sausage. I don't know.
Bird burger.
It makes sense for Nolte. He
Okay.
came off the Prince of Tides, went to Cape
Okay.
Fear, The Player, Lorenzo's, a lot of like romantic, like critically acclaimed movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the man.
Why, so you looking up all the sexiest men? Is that-
Nope.
I went back, and then it was Denzel.
Yeah,
Denzel.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that
With
makes
his crooked
sense.
eye.
George Clooney makes sense. He still could probably
Still
make
dreamy.
it. Harrison Ford, I don't get it.
That was the Fugitive 8 time
Yeah.
period. Yeah,
And then it was Richard Gere again,
yeah, because he's still awesome.
Brad Pitt,
Yeah, yep.
Pierce
Missouri Zone.
Brosnan,
James Bond.
Bond. Ben Affleck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, that was where probably when he was Jack Ryan.
Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean age time.
Man, nobody
Right.
smelled him to get they gave him that award.
There was Jude Law, Matthew McConaughey, George Clooney again,
Good for George.
Matt Damon,
Oh yeah.
Hugh Jackman,
Wolverine.
Wolverine age
Yep.
because he was super jacked. Johnny Depp again.
Oh, he looks way cleaner in that picture.
He does.
Yeah.
It was Ryan Reynolds, and everybody looks kind of
Bradley
good now.
Cooper.
And it's Ryan Reynolds, Bradley Cooper, Channing
Channing
Tatum.
Tatum. Yeah.
Adam.
Adam Levine. But I just like
Was that a Hemsworth?
it was Hemsworth.
Yeah, Hemsworth. Yeah, both those Hemsworth boys are dreamy.
They are.
really?
There's the third one.
Yeah, not as dreamy.
I saw Dwayne Johnson. Oh, there's your crush.
Idris Elba. Yeah, he was last year.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny, like going back in the day, like there's some real dad issues back in like the early '90s with Richard Gere and Sean Connery.
Well,
This is
Harrison
where they were
Younger and they were-
popular
Yeah.
too.
Richard Gere.
Like the guys have gotten progressively like younger. Like
You
they,
have to be relevant that year too. Like
Yeah.
you have, like they're just not picking out.
What's John Legend done this year?
He had an album or two, and then
Christmas
he's
album.
really big.
Not that
He's
I'm-
been calling out the president
Not
every
that I'm
day.
talking
I don't
shit
know.
on John Legend. He's a super talented guy.
He's had
but
an
to me-
album or two, and then he's been really big into prison
Pokemon.
reform.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, and he's actually
Concubine.
gotten
Pokemon.
I thought you said concubine.
Concubine. God in heaven, woman.
he's very he's done a lot in prison reform, and he's gotten a lot of a bipartisan
Yeah, so
work pushed through.
not enough to be sexiest man. You clearly have to have good movies.
What?
I don't
Look
think
at
you
it.
have to have good movies.
Well, look at the list.
The list is
The list
well.
is-
What about John F. Kennedy Jr.?
Oh yeah, that's true. He's just a good-looking dude back in the day. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Not so
What do you
feathered
think he
hair.
would? Yeah. What do you think he would look like now? Do you think he
He
would
looked like
dead.
a corpse, Melissa.
not?
Look like a rotting, decaying corpse.
Is there any Kennedy that's made it?
Yeah, his sister.
I mean, male Kennedy that's made it.
Yeah,
Into
There's
the
all
60s.
sorts of Kennedys in
Senator-
politics
yeah,
right now.
Senator Kennedy still kicking, isn't he? Is he
Yeah.
not a senator anymore? Is he? Or is
Well,
he
he's dead.
Ted Kennedy.
Oh
is
yeah,
dead.
Ted Kennedy. When did he die?
How long? When did?
Must
how
last
old
3 or
was
4
he?
years, probably.
Oh yeah. So he served a long, healthy life.
There's
though.
one of the Kennedys
Drunken,
who's still in
filled up
politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of his
Patrick.
passengers in his car, not so much.
No. He tried to be the character that they talked about in the movie Footloose, driving off the bridge.
I'm going to look it up. Male Kennedy's still
He
alive.
was born in 32.
Well, while she's looking that up, what else you got today?
That was mostly it. We talked about everything I wanted.
So-
I think the
Disney
oldest
Plus thing.
Kennedy, if it was a kingdom, I think Robert's.
Oh,
kids or
you know what I wanted to talk about? I feel like
I
you
don't.
didn't believe me when
Oh.
I said that I felt the meteor.
No.
I feel like in your text you did not believe me.
Well, first off, I do not believe that everyone claimed they felt the sonic boom. And second, everyone, including you, thinks that it hit somewhere near them when it did not hit anywhere.
No, it didn't hit anywhere. And
It
I
did
looked
not.
it up.
They don't. They don't hit.
They never do.
Because
But
if they do, it's an epic event.
yeah, so there is a company, if you want to try to find it, the Maine Mineral and Gem Company museum is offering $25,000 if you can bring 2 pounds of that meteor to them.
Which
no,
is
it burned up.
about 10% of the meteor.
Yeah, and it was a 220-pound meteor
Yeah.
about the size of a basketball. They estimate that broke through the atmosphere, and I did feel it. I will say, like it felt like I
Everyone
thought
in
Vera
the
fell
world.
out of bed. I thought Vera fell out of bed, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" Because I was putting Harry down.
Everyone, and I'm not doubting. Well,
I feel like you're doubting.
well,
You're doubting.
I will say on the record, did not see, did not hear.
did not see, did not feel. Supposedly,
Same.
people in our neighborhood felt. People in your neighborhood felt.
I genuinely felt it.
Kalen's Bay got it on his Ring camera.
Oh damn!
People tend to have a mob mentality when it comes to these things.
No. So let me give you my story. I was sitting in Harry's room, putting him to bed.
Okay.
And I kind of rock him for about 15
He stopped
minutes
rocking
and then lay him
and
down.
his chair still moving.
No.
Was he rolling at that point after
No,
that?
he was not rolling.
No,
yeah,
he's
he
not
was
a
a little
rock and
bit.
roller
He does do that sometimes. But I saw like a flashlight out of his window. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I heard it felt like I thought Vera fell or something running around in the house. That's what it felt like. I was like, damn, what was that? Like it felt like you dropped a 10-pound weight on your foot. And I was like, what was that? And Richard goes, I don't know what it was. And then me and all my neighbors go outside and like, did your house just shake? I was like, yeah.
That's a good start of a Twilight Zone episode.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna get attacked by aliens
This
tonight.
is where it all goes south.
But it
M.
did.
Night Shyamalan is right, man. This
It
is
did
what
happen. So then I looked up the specs on it. It was the size of a basketball. They estimated it weighed 220 pounds.
220. I saw something today that
No.
said 33,000.
That
no,
whole
that's how
thing.
feet. That's how fast it went.
So
33,000 miles. And no, it
It
was
was
not
traveling
just,
at 33,500 miles.
It was the size of a basketball.
That's what they said. They
I heard it was-
estimate the size of that piece was a basketball
Oh.
size. And then once it broke through, it disintegrated in the size of like dust particles.
Yeah, once it hit the sonic
Yes.
boom, broke through.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Sonic boom.
I read a thing that said is if at 33 miles an hour, a 200-pound meteor,
33,500 miles.
if it would have hit, it would have.
Yeah, obliterated O'Fallon.
No, well, yeah, but at least a few blocks would have
Yeah,
been affected.
yeah.
Like, yeah, people would be dead.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it broke up and everything was dust. But it did break up. According to the experts, it said it broke through it like 13 miles above the atmosphere or above ground, which is pretty wild.
I'm going to tell you how big Disney Plus is right now. How big of a week that Disney Plus has been for me. The original intro to where I segued into my spirit animal was supposed to say, "I'm glad you all checked in being survivors from the 2019 meteorite."
Wait.
But Disney Plus did it.
There's an ornament.
You-
That's a local person that made it. It says, I survived the St. Louis meteorite invasion 2019.
I'm just saying, you were very negative on the fact that I did hear and feel it.
I'm negative
and I don't think you
overall.
believed it.
So
I'm not a liar.
here's what I'll say.
I'll go search in my backyard now.
I literally
I think you'll just find dog shit.
So, of the amount of people that say they felt it, I believe
Me.
20% of them.
So did you
And
see
am I
or
in that
feel it?
20%?
No.
no,
Is he
because he
or
didn't. He didn't.
People around the corner said they felt it. No, what happened is people see the story, and I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
saying this is you,
Yeah.
but people see the story and they go, I think I felt something.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
they tell their wife, they go, did you feel something a while ago? No, did you? I think so. And then they get on Facebook and they go, hey,
yeah.
I felt this meteor
Yeah.
at my. That's how it
Nah,
happens.
and you know my wife. She's not one to make
I
a
do
big
know
deal
your
out of
wife.
everything. And she goes, "What the fuck was that?" She is one to make a big deal out of everything. And that's,
Yeah, she's dramatic.
she's very dramatic. But my neighbors we're all outside, and I was like, did your guys' house shake? And they're like, yeah. I go, what was that? And then everybody on the Brookside Facebook page was talking about a meteor because it was on the news.
Why'd you just tell people where you live?
Damn it!
Very awesome video from the from St.
It was
Louis.
very
good.
Arch.
That was very
Apparently,
awesome.
you could see it as far as South Dakota.
Yeah, it was very.
is pretty wild.
It made an impact on the world.
Like, if you think about it, like it was a basketball-sized piece of meteor that broke through.
It was
it
just.
wasn't Night of the Meteor, which is a great '80s movie, but it was still pretty awesome.
It was just
It
Bruce
wasn't like
Willis
Meteor
trying to make
Man,
his way
which is a
back.
good movie, then?
Yeah, and it was
Very
part of the
underrated.
Taurus meteor shower, which I think happens like every couple years.
Yeah, I think Ford stopped producing it, so this is
Yeah.
the last one we'll see.
Yeah,
Dumb.
So the last thing I wanted to bring up
I
before
was just angry
before
that
we
I
throw
didn't
it to
feel like
Missy.
he believed me.
I still don't, but I
Fuck you,
give you the
Jeremy.
benefit of the doubt. The last thing I wanted to bring up is we've, in the last few years, have always not labored over the decision about our year-end episode or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I thought changes were coming.
But we've changed things here and there. Well, this year I sat down.
This year we're
or
going to
this-
do it skinny dipping. So
Yeah, we're all
cool
going to
with
be
that.
naked. We're going to do a
Sorry,
video.
sorry, guys. This is very flattering.
Apologize in advance.
I feel like the only ones that would be mad would be your wives
Look,
because
it's a-
I'm in there with you guys.
As long as we go into it knowing it's
feel like
it's
they feel bad for you.
As long as we going into it knowing it's December, so there's no embarrassing because it's cold outside. So,
Yeah.
But that said,
do you think the grower not a shower applies to boobs too?
Definitely nipples.
You know what? If we're giving the excuses to us, yeah, we'll give it to you. So this last week, I really was sitting here thinking, what can we do different? So I came up with, and I've created, for the most part, I'm going to ask a little bit of your help before I announce it.
Do we get a vote on this, or is this a autocratic?
This is what we're doing. We're doing the
You get a vote, dude.
PC Bombcast
Okay.
Year in 2019 Awards.
Oh.
I feel like it's a good year to do it because we're going into 2020.
So everything that in these categories, so I'm going to bring up, I'll just give you what the categories I have so far. I have the biggest moment in pop culture, best film of 2019, TV series of 2019, best song of 2019, worst moment in pop culture, best guest of 2019, best episode, and best segment and or spin-off episode. So I'm going to give you my qualifications for this.
Okay.
It can't be something that we did not talk about. The person or movie or TV series had to have been talked about in our episode.
Wait,
so,
hold on. Let me.
Whoa,
Let me.
what about like BoJack Horseman, which I bring up all the time, and none of you fuckers ever watch it?
So
I watched half
No,
the first
no,
season
so, you
and
also-
intend to finish it.
there's also a write-in, and we can amend these. So here's what I came up with so far. So the biggest moment in pop culture, and again, these are things we talked about and have popped up. Bran the Broken becomes king. Tekashi 6ix9ine rats out. Well, everybody.
Yeah.
Disney Plus arrives.
Yeah, that would be it.
The End game of Tony Stark, and then your other.
Okay.
Best film of 2019: Avengers Endgame, Joker, John Wick 3, or Spider-Man: Far From Home. Things we've talked about.
I feel like we have to remove Joker because none of us have watched.
See, but we've talked about it a lot.
That's
so,
true.
and these are fans voting. People that are, let's not call them fans, just people that listen
It's
and
like
follow
the
us.
7 people that actually.
Yeah.
So
follow
Rerat
do things.
and Jay.
Yeah. So, and then best TV series, and I put The Boys, Fleabags, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Things. I have an other, but I'm willing to move them around and put.
Probably throw Mandalorian in there. I think.
That's why we have another. Mandalorian's late to the dinner, so.
Boys was really good though.
We talked about
Was good.
Boys and Fleabag, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Things all spanned like 3+ episodes.
Yeah.
So, best song. Now, again, we don't know necessarily, these songs don't mean anything in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things, but we've talked about it. So, Black Keys, Low High, because I was supposed to go to the Black Keys with Shane.
You didn't go?
No, I did not. Old Town Road, because
Terrible film.
Old Town Road remix, Lil
Yep.
Nas.
We'll give you that.
Bad Guy, Billie Eilish just came up, and this one because of you've talked about him this year. Harry Styles' Lights Up. You talked about how much you liked
Which,
Harry
by the
Styles.
way, Kaylin
I don't care for that song though.
But it's a big song.
Kaylin texted me the other day during school, and she's like, "Harry Styles is coming to St. Louis. Can we go?"
I'll go with her.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that
because-
guy.
No, I like him. I said I'll go. So 2019's worst moment in pop culture, I put the entire final season of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah.
The real life Sonic the Hedgehog. That was a full episode for us. It was before
Oh yeah. Did you see the new trailer?
Yes, and it looked awesome.
No,
I
it does
was going
look
to do
good.
that and throw it to Missy, but that's still perfectly.
We'll go back to it.
Option. I don't have a third option, and the fourth option is because it's fun, and our social media has really been involved in this. Thames clearly choosing Shane over Matt when it comes to podcasting and showing up.
Yeah.
Best guest.
Wait, what?
So you've got to follow the Facebook better.
I don't really understand. I wasn't on the episode with Thames.
Thames was not on our
No.
episode.
He wasn't?
No, but Thames, the band.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They did an episode of Matt F. Basler's podcast.
Matt,
Yeah.
that's the guy, Matt.
And two of them showed up. Then the same week, they did one for the Rock Paper Podcast, and the entire band showed up. So Matt posted a social media post saying, "Don't listen to this band, and don't go," because they clearly have, and it's a fun back and forth feud.
Yeah,
okay.
His feud. So we've been involved in a couple of the videos and a lot of the posts.
Yeah, Jeremy's
when
been poking the dragon the whole time.
So it's a good joke for
Yeah.
our loyal listeners. I think this is one of my favorite jokes. Best guest of 2019, Matt F. Basler,
Yeah.
Jim Osley and Ben Sawyer,
Yep.
Shane Presley, or the Silver Badger.
Tough but fair.
Best episode, and I'll tell you what I did. I took the 4, and one thing we're gonna do in the year end. I'll give the top 10 downloaded episodes of the year.
Okay.
But I put the top 4 downloaded episodes, and then I give you the option on every one of these as a write-in. So
All right.
episode 161, which was Super Sunday-ish at the Beer Sauce Shop. Episode 122, which Rock, Paper, Repeat, obviously with Shane. Episode 172, which we're 189, and we even back then said the search for the Badger is over.
Yeah.
Episode 162, Sex with Billy Crystal. Those are the top 4 downloaded episodes.
Don't remember that episode.
I think I was on that one.
I think you were.
That was your line.
Oh, was it?
I'm pretty
Sweet.
sure.
And then I have another joke here that I think's funny. Best segment and/or spinoff of 2019: Pop Culture Comic Pod, the Throw It to Missy segment, the Silver Badger Quiz, are the very rarely heard Bender Science segment.
I gave up on it. You got one today.
So that's what, and that's 9 categories. If we can come up with a 10th, and if you guys want to amend anything, I'm open to it.
Seems all right.
I want to put this out at the.
Why can't you just say who's your favorite of the us 4?
Ooh.
Oh, don't do
yeah.
that.
It'll be fun because
Bender knows he's going to get
Jeremy will be the only one that sees the results, so Jeremy's going to win automatically.
for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's not even a contest because I cheat. So it's going to cap at November. December goes towards the next year.
Okay.
Yep.
So that because it's hard, we're going to do this in December. So if you want to change it, I want to try to put this up this weekend
Okay.
and let people vote, and we'll go from there. But I think
And then
it's
you'll do this on
I'm all
the
right
New
with
Year's
that.
Eve.
Mostly
Yeah,
because I
we'll
don't
do
have to do
this.
any work.
Yeah, we'll do whatever but now you know what I'm doing, and every year we can collaborate
Yeah,
on it
cool.
and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I think it'll take away how do we do the year end episode and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do for the year end, and I'm going to put that up. I'll do maybe I'll do a YouTube video or something.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I'll tell you something off the air that I think will be hilarious. But
Okay.
so I'm excited about it. I actually kind of got excited about it as I was doing it. So any ideas, rack your brain tonight or whatever, come up with something or this week and let me know, and I'll put it up before Thanksgiving next week. And we'll keep the poll open all through December, and we'll literally the day before I'll close it, and then we'll go from there.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
So that said, none of us have anything else, I'm assuming, but just in case we do, I'm going to throw it to Missy and see what she
Well,
has.
since people are going to vote on my segment, I had to bring something.
Oh, there you go.
No,
There we
just
go.
kidding. Just
Hey,
kidding.
Remember,
She's lying. She
it's
didn't bring
not what
it.
you
I
did
did.
at the beginning, it's how you finish.
Right,
and that's
because
what
people will
remember.
remember. Right. So you didn't bring it up. We have a fucking shit ton of beer in our refrigerator right now.
Well,
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to talk about that.
I was going to do it in the Throw It to Missy segment.
So we've come upon some deals, and some Jeremy visited our local brewery recently, so we have a shit ton of beer. So on top of that, I just found this thing called the Unicorn Farts beer.
Unicorn
Oh, I
farts,
saw
yeah.
this. Yeah.
It's called Sour Me, and it is brewed with glitter and fruity pebbles.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's so it's
mean,
a,
I'd
it's a
try it.
sour. But it's a Maryland-based Duclaw Brewing Company partnered with.
I'm sorry, say it again. What is it?
Duclaw Brewing.
Duclaw?
Yeah, DU Claw.
Okay,
DU Claw.
yeah.
And they partnered with Diablo Donuts, which I have no idea where that's at, but I would assume it's in
Probably
Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah. It's a sour ale, and it's brewed with fruity pebbles and edible glitter.
Ooh, boy.
It sounds hideous.
So first off, a couple of thoughts, and I'll go into one of my Throw It to Missy things since you led us into it. It's a good segue. But first off, if there's a such thing as edible glitter, why have strippers not been using it?
Yeah.
only
No.
How do
primarily?
you know they haven't?
I've never ate anything off a
Don't
stripper.
lie.
So. Never ate anything off a stripper.
Okay, licked. Okay, your hesitation tells me all the answers I need to know.
I'm glad Missy brought this up though, because I wanted to talk about something about beer. Missy,
Yeah.
do you even like beer?
No. Why?
Because your beer rating is 2.18.
My expectations.
No, we're really harsh.
You guys are
judges.
mean.
What's mine?
You're
My
like 2.5
I am
something?
a harsh critic of
What
beer.
did you
My
judge
best.
these?
I only have like two. I might have only 2 5 beers.
I gave up, down, down a 5 out of 5, and I was going to talk about
I gave
that
it 3.5.
So
Jeremy's is 2.54, which
oh, that's
that's
right in the
respectable.
middle. That's right in the middle.
What's mine?
You were 2.18.
Yeah, but I give Bud Light a 1. So
And she drinks it a lot.
I give Bud Light like a
Well,
0.5.
so let me segue into what I
Bender's
was
a
going to talk
2.73.
about when it comes to beer. So first off, because I do want to rate this beer from Narrow Gauge. So we talked about on the episode the amount of booze that I stocked up. You can see how full the top shelf is behind me.
Thank you, Schnooks.
Yeah, so we talked
No
about
doubt.
that. But then I went to Narrow Gauge on Monday to meet a customer, and because Narrow Gauge was having a special release, I was like, well, I told Bender before we started, I said
Yeah.
there was a line for beer. I instinctively, without even thinking, had to stand
Your
in the
body
line.
went on autopilot.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
moved me all right. I even told my partner who was with me, I said, I've got to go stand in that line. And
Life partner?
Yes, my work wife. So I stood in line and I got one each of the special release, and then we had our lunch, and then the line died down. I was like, well, I'm here and they don't do crowlers, so I just better go buy some more. So I picked up 5 different Narrow Gauges. I picked up their porter, which you just had.
Yep.
I
It was
picked
very
out
tasty.
Hoppy Mill, which is one of their pale ales, but it's a
Standard.
yeah, but I picked up their. So what I love about Narrow Gauge, which there's a lot to love about Narrow Gauge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
But they don't do nitro versions. What they do is dry hopped version.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I picked up the dry hopped Hoppy Mill.
Yeah, it's good.
So there's the extra hop infused in it. One of the beers, the special release for Monday was, which the name is my favorite, Up, Down, Down, Left, Right, BA.
That's cool.
Which
That's
is the Konami code.
I dare you to say that when you're drunk.
I would say that
you can
in
say it
my
backwards and
sleep.
forwards.
Every guy between
That
42
is the
and
Konami code.
20
That
can
is
do it.
the special code for Nintendo and Konami games. That was how you got 30 lives on Contra.
I get it. I get what it is, but
But that
a
beer from
mouthful.
Narrow Gauge, it is triple dry hopped Imperial Indian Pale Ale, 8.1% by volume. I don't know what hops are in it because I can't read with the lighting we have, but I gave it a solid 4 out of 5. This is one of my favorite
It's very good.
New England style hazy, juicy IPAs I've ever had. Ever.
See, I like you were just talking about the Hoppy Meal, and I had that on Sunday. There.
Hoppy Mill's so good.
I had it there, like out of the tap, and
If you drink another beer, do the dry hopped one.
yeah, I'll
It's
try. I'll
so
try
good.
That. I did that. That's what I'm talking about. The Sunday I had it on
okay.
tap though, and it was real. It's fucking.
Well, and so one of the other beers I picked up was Cloud City because it's
That's their standard.
Hey, and it's so good. They have
Yeah.
a dry hopped Cloud City there
Yeah.
too. And the only reason I didn't get it is Cloud City's so fucking good.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So knowing that, so knowing my fridge was already had beer in it,
Yep.
then I did the Narrow Gauge. Well, today I went to Deerberg's, and this is where I wanted to throw it to Missy on this part because I might have a problem. Because while I was at Deerberg's, I wanted the stout bout, which we brought up earlier. I
Yeah.
wanted to get the stout
It's
bout
good.
because I hadn't had it yet this year. And on my way to the stout bout, which I knew they had,
yeah.
I stopped. I was like, brakes hit. Said, Hayden, backpedal. They had the new Four Hands Christmas release, the three stouts
Okay.
with the
what
glass.
are the flavors in that box? Do you know?
It is a tiramisu stout.
Ooh, that sounds kind of
It
good.
is and I can't remember the name.
the box is right there.
Oh, here, yeah, good call.
Just saying.
Nice
Yeah.
save there.
It is a cannoli stout
Oh,
Both of those sound kind of sweet.
and
Pun intended.
a banana stout or banana coda, which is an ale. It's the first time they put an ale
What's
in
a
it.
banana? Is that?
what is that?
I don't know, but it's
It's a
got
pear and a banana. Leave it alone.
it's something like
Don't
that.
you
No,
judge me.
it's some kind of ale with lactose and raspberry.
Oh, so make me.
Well, it's
poop.
not a panana. It's a panna.
Oh,
it's,
panna. Is that what it is?
It's
P-A-N-N?
P-A-N-N-A.
Okay, so
It's a
panna.
dessert.
It's panna cotta.
Panna cotta is a dessert.
And it
It
sounds
is.
Italian.
My
an
panna
Italian
cotta
dessert.
don't want none unless you got booze.
All that, it's Italian, right?
All right,
All
you
those.
ready?
Yeah, we're waiting on you, dude.
Italian dessert of sweetened cream thickened with gelatin and molded. The cream may be
Hard to hear
aromatized
you
with
read.
coffee. Aromatized with coffee.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
it's
word.
got cocoa nibs, some kind of fruit, and
Sounds kinda
vanilla
good.
lactase.
So
in
was
it.
the head brewer an Italian this time?
I don't know, but well,
was Luigi.
I think they do a theme every year because remember one year it was like an Aztec or a Hawaiian theme, so
Yes.
they do something different every year.
Yeah, and
So-
what's the other one that was on there? The
Tiramisu and then the cannoli.
cannoli. That's Italian.
Yeah, they're all.
So
they're-
it's
It's
That's
what?
Italian.
It's what? It's what?
It's an Italian thing.
He said a hard eye. I heard it.
Italian.
Italian.
Yeah.
Italian.
Well,
Italian.
he's married to an Italian
Yeah.
girl of descent. So
And I'm also half Italian.
which half?
The less hairy half.
That's it. So anyway, so I saw that, and I was like, oh, I got to get this because I love the glasses. I've got them. I want this. This is a special deal. And then I was like,
it's a girly glass.
and I was
though.
about to walk towards a stout bout, and fate or the gods, the beer gods, reached out and grabbed me by the lapel.
Okay. If you will.
Wasn't wearing a
the
lapel.
dingus.
And they said, wait, look right beside. And Founders CBS, Canadian Breakfast Stout, was sitting there, which has been going in the area for around 24 to 30 bucks.
Yeah.
And how much did you get it for?
$16 for the
Oh,
four.
pretty
look
good
at you.
So I grabbed it, and then I grabbed the stout, and then, I mean, my original plan was a stout bout, so I could not grab it.
Yeah.
So, and I thought to myself, well, now I've got a shit ton of extra beer, and I said I was going to let the half price deal at Schnucks
Yeah.
fuel
Carry
my
us,
next carry
But
us.
it's half gone.
Yeah, we drink it.
When
We
did,
drink.
when did those Goose Island ones come out? Everybody loves the barrel
Oh,
aged.
Black Friday.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah, Bourbon County.
Did
Yeah, Black
any
Friday.
of you have interest in the 24 days of beer from the beer sauce shop?
I have interest, but they're so expensive. Not that they're
It really
overcharging.
is.
They're just,
My problem with this is
All those 24-day things. Are
no.
expensive.
Their link in Instagram. Look, it's right here.
I see it.
Not going anywhere.
Oh, you
I
can't
love
touch
beer
it.
sauce, but why it says
Is your
buy
screen
here
already
now?
cracked?
Don't hate on me, okay? Just shut your face while you're talking to me.
Yeah, don't bring it up. She threw
crack
her
or
last-
crack or not, you cannot click on the
Are
link
you
that says.
sure? Are you sure it's not just a weakness in your screen?
Bender. She threw her last phone in the river.
I know.
I didn't throw it.
So, that was the other thing that I did think about talking about was it kind of bothers me. Speaking of your phone, did you see the new Razr?
Oh, it's awesome.
The one that flips?
Yeah, it's a
Like,
flip phone that turns
can
into a
have
completely flat phone.
So, like, we can have a flip phone that's a flap phone that has, like, a cool bendy screen, but, like, you drop your phone without a case on it and it fucking cracks immediately? Come on.
They actually said, like, I think it was a year or so ago when they came talking about those bendy
Yeah.
screens, that the idea of a breakable screen is way gone. They just won't do it yet because
Yeah.
they want extra money out of
Oh,
it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just pisses me off.
I think, Missy, did you have anything else in the throat? to
No,
Missy?
I just brought that,
You did a great job.
You did
That was
Great
good.
job.
Also, your
job.
screen
Everybody
is
clap
super
for
cracked.
Missy.
It's not super cracked. There's one crack in it, and I'm
Eats
not
at
gonna.
my soul.
By
I'm not
everybody-
turning it in yet.
By everybody clap for Missy, I meant me and you, Tom.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I
And she
had,
clapped for herself.
I had to defend myself against
What
Bender.
an egomaniac to clap for
Yeah, what a
herself.
You said
weirdo.
everybody. Am I not included in the
I think
everybody
every time
portion?
You are in
Oh,
everybody.
man, you
That's
walking
true.
it, boy.
I think every time she looks at her phone, she gets down on herself. so she's
Bender,
like,
you
I
got
should clap
anything?
for me.
You got anything in throat?
I hate you.
What about you?
Well, hey, those Stanley Cup defending champs are a little bit of a losing streak here. Hopefully they can
After
get
a good win streak, they started losing.
Yeah, still in first place. So going to the game next Saturday with all 4 Hummels. So that should be fun.
Hey, the last thing I wanted to bring up, and I don't know if I ever brought it up on on an episode where we reviewed it, but I did want to say this because I've been thinking about it for a while. And Stumptown, new show on ABC.
Oh, it's great.
Colby Smothers. It's got Jake Johnson, who we love. Michael Ealy, who was you remember
He is a-
Barbershop?
he is a
Good-looking-
sexy
guy.
black man.
He was the criminal hair cutter that ended up hooking up
Yes.
with
Yeah, I
Eve
know what
on
you're talking about.
Barbershop, and then Cameron Manheim. It's a private detective show, but it's with Colby Smothers, a little bit of slant. I'm 4 out of 5 on it. And
Wow.
It's
and that's
really
'cause
good.
and that's because I'm holding out how much I love it for season 2 because you never know.
Did it get renewed?
I want to give it, let it build up. Yeah, I think so, and I think I'm pretty sure I saw that's already been picked up, but I want to let it build up steam. I don't want to
Sure.
go 5 out of the gate. Great show.
It's an hour or half
She
hour?
is
It is an hour.
She is a often down
you
on
could
her
break
luck,
it up.
broke.
She was
Former-
ex-military.
She was an interrogation specialist in the military because she's so good at reading people, but she also has shell shock. She had PTSD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but she backs into becoming a private investigator. But then they tell her, like in a couple episodes, they say if you're gonna keep doing this, you gotta get your license. So she has to go get her license with Logue. What's his name? Something Logue. You know him in a lot of things.
Don't look.
Huh? No,
Tone Loc?
That's Tone Loc. No, he's not. But
He said
Robert Logue, I
Logue.
think. I can't remember his name. But anyway,
Wait,
so,
Donald Logue? The guy?
Donald Logue, yeah, Donald
he's
Logue.
great.
Yeah, and he's the other private detective who helps quote unquote mentor. But you got to see the plot.
Apparently,
twist there.
Terriers is a very good show, which is.
Oh, it's so good.
What is it?
And then,
Oh, it's one of my
and then
favorites.
Jake Johnson of
New Girl.
fame and Tag. He's the bartender, and he's got
He's
a great.
dark.
They develop all the characters well. It's a
Good.
good show, and she.
Oh, and the
By-
best thing about the show,
She
I'm
goes
sorry.
both ways.
No,
Oh, but that's awesome.
no, that's not what I was gonna say.
All right, 2019.
They have one of their main characters is a guy that has Down syndrome.
Oh yeah,
and his
her brother.
character is awesome.
Their parents are dead, and she takes care of her brother who's Down syndrome, and she's best friends with Jake Johnson's character, so he works at the bar for him.
He's better than Corky from back in the day.
And the,
Oh, yeah.
and the name of the bar is The Bad Alibi, which fits the theme of the show.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just watched a preview for a movie with Shia LaBeouf where he's doing a movie with a kid with Down syndrome.
Oh,
What about the Shia
is that,
LaBeouf
that's
movie
the
where-
wrestling one. That's the one with
No,
the
it's
wrestling
called the
fans.
Peanut. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Peanut Butter Falcon.
The reviews are 100% Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
they
when
look
when he
great.
dials in, he has great movies.
He is
Oh, yeah.
also there's a movie out, and I haven't watched the trailer, but
Honey
it's
Boy?
out. Yeah, it's him.
Oh, it's his,
His
life.
story.
It's loosely based on his
Yeah, yeah.
It looks amazing.
Wait, it's loosely based on his life, so
Yeah.
it just goes batshit crazy for a
Well,
little bit.
yeah, it's about a child
ups,
actor.
downs, ups, downs.
No, what it is about how it's about how his dad is kind of a loser. His dad in real life is kind of a loser and put all of his chips on his son and just went all in, and it's the pressure that his son has to deal with that his dad is like he's succeeding so that his dad isn't a
So
complete
this happened?
loser. Yeah, that's
to Shia
Shia's
LaBeouf.
real
So that's
life.
why he's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
And Shia plays his dad in the movie, and it looked like
he plays his own
when
dad?
you- yeah, when you watch the trailer, like
The
it gives you
trailer is really
goosebumps. Yeah.
I just then the last thing I'll have before we sign out of here is I just saw a headline cross this weekend that Nicolas Cage agreed to be Nicolas Cage and
Oh yeah, I saw that last
Yeah.
night.
in the most meta movie of all
Yeah.
time. So kind of like the Shia LaBeouf thing, only more spot on, and
Yeah.
no better actor to play Nick Cage than Nick Cage, and that is a joke, but is dead serious.
Serious question: Nick Cage, good actor, bad actor?
Oh, you're going back to Community here. You're
I
giving me some
know.
damn
I
harmonism.
know.
Yeah, great actor, great actor.
I think he's a good actor,
but
too.
for weird reasons.
Yeah.
like Keanu Reeves.
No, Keanu is a national treasure.
No, he is not a great actor.
yes, he is.
No,
He is a great. He plays a sage named Sage in the upcoming SpongeBob movie. We've already talked about it.
He's
It's
not.
amazing.
He's not that great.
He's John
either.
Wick.
Whoa.
He's not.
Whoa.
Not that great.
Tom, gonna get back on a win streak soon.
Yes.
No, they're going to be on a losing streak for a while.
Well,
Injuries are mounting up, and too many overtimes.
do you think?
Also, Nicolas Cage is not a good actor.
Do you,
Thank you. Alliance reestablished.
do you think that they're still salvageable this season though, with all the injuries?
Of course, they're going to make the playoffs.
All right. Well, then that's all we say. Give them one
Absolutely.
good. Give them one good. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go, Blue.
Hold on to your butts.
Bye.
She waited until it faded out, and I'm playing the music. So that's the end of the
You
episode.
gave me a look like, what the shit?
We went an hour and a half.
What?
I debated going,
Not-
let's go, Mayor Pete Buttigieg. I'll save that for November.
Oh, you're rooting for Buttigieg?
Oh, Gay for Pete.
Is it because of
Gay for Pete? That's what that be. Is he a bumper sticker? Gay